In Lesson 9.4, we're going to talk about function rules. So it helps to know what a function is. Well, a function is a relationship between input, which we're going to call x, and output, which we're going to call y, values. Okay, so let's take a look at some examples. So suppose you can ride a bicycle. Suppose you can bicycle at an average speed of 10 miles per hour. Write a function rule that describes the relationship between the time and distance traveled. So we're going to make a table. So if we are traveling 10 miles every hour, so distance is d, and that distance always equals your rate times your time. Our rate is 10 miles per hour. So d equals 10 times however long we traveled. So if I travel for 1 hour, 1 times 10 is 10. If I travel for 2 hours, 2 times 10 is 20. 3 hours, 3 times 10 is 30. 4 hours, 4 times 10 is 40. Now, what if they give us all the numbers, like here in example 2, and ask us to write the rule? So we have to figure out what they do to each input, each x, so this is your input, and y is your output. So what do I do? What is the pattern, or what is the rule that's going to make each of these x's turn into the y values? This is kind of a tricky one. But each y value is 4 times your x plus a negative 2. Because 4 times 0 minus 2 is negative 2. 4 times 1 is 4, and 4 minus 2 is 2. 4 times 2 is 8. Minus 2 gives me the 6. So you can see I'm getting the answers here. Okay, so the rule, we say the y value is 4 times the x minus 2. And that's a tricky one. So now you pause the video and try the first quick check. Write a function rule for the relationship between the time and distance you travel at an average of 62 miles per hour. So that's just like example 1, so just write the rule. Okay, so use the distance equals rate times time and plug in the value they gave you. Now in the last example, they give you the rule, and now we have to fill in what the output or the y values are. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take each of the x values that they gave us here, negative 1, 0, 2, and 3, and we're going to plug them in one at a time for this x. So we're doing this over here. So 2 times x minus 3 is what we're doing. So the first x value, 2 times negative 1 is negative 2, minus 3 is negative 5. 2 times 0 is 0, minus 3 is negative 3. 2 times 2 is 4, minus 3 is 1. 2 times 3 is 6, minus 3 is 3. Okay, so that's all they wanted you to do is make a table. So we did that. Okay, now you're going to try the quick check. Quick check number 2, you're going to try to come up with a rule for the function represented in the table below. You just have to make sure it works for everybody. And then the last one, they give you the function and they ask you to plug in 0, 1, 2, and 3 for your x values and figure out what your answers are, the y values. Okay, so try those quick checks and we'll check your work in class.